it's Lucy, and today I'm going to be doing Top 5 Wednesday, and this week's topic is Top 5 Authors You Want to Read More From. If you don't already know, Top 5 Wednesday is a Goodreads group that gives topics every week for you to do on Wednesday, and I don't do it all the time, but sometimes if I like the topic, I'll do it, and this week I did like the topic. So yeah, I'll leave information about it down below. And yeah, so let's get into these authors. So a couple of things beforehand is I only chose authors that I only read one of their books. So if I've read like 2 books from an author and I like really want to read all their books, that's still an author. I want to read all their books, but I'm only doing authors that I've only read one of their books. So if I read 2 of them, they don't count and won't appear on this list. And also these are in no particular order. So first we have Toni Morrison. I recently read The Bluest Eye. I'll link the wrap-up where I talked about it down below, but I wasn't a huge fan, but I know that she is a very popular author, so I would like to give her another chance. I'm not sure what book I'll read by her next, and I'm kind of not laying her to rest, but I'm kind of definitely taking a break from her for a while just because I really wasn't a fan of The Bluest Eye. But yes, I will be picking up more from her in the future. Next we have Jennifer Donnelly. She wrote one of my top 2 favorites of the books that I read last year, which was Revolution, which you should definitely pick it up. I've been saying it for I guess a year now, like it's almost around the time I read it last year. But yeah, so she wrote that and I really loved it, obviously. And I know she's written more books, so I want to read more of her books. I currently own These Shallow Graves because I saw it on Book Outlet and I saw that it was written by her, so I bought it. So I'm probably going to read that next. I know she writes a lot of historical fiction. I think she only writes historical fiction, actually. My next read by her will be These Shallow Graves. I also know she wrote another book that I can't remember, but I can't remember what it's called, but I was reading reviews for Revolution because that's what I do with books I like, and someone mentioned that this other book by her was better, so since I loved Revolution so much, I want to read the book that is supposedly better, but I really can't remember what it's called. I think it's A Northern Light, maybe. Next we've had Morgan Matson. Morgan Matson is a very beloved author here on the booktubes, and generally she writes contemporary fiction, and I've read Since You've Been Gone last summer and I enjoyed it, and now I currently own every book Morgan Matson has ever written. So they were all on sale on Book Outlet and I really have no self-control, so I will be picking up one of those next. It'll probably be either Second Chance Summer or Amy and Roger's Epic Detour. Maybe Amy and Roger's Epic Detour next because I know that a lot of people love that one, so it'll probably be one of those next. But I also own The Unexpected Everything if I feel like I should read that next. I don't know. Let me know which one you recommend I read next. Fourth we have April Genevieve Tucholsky. She wrote Wink Poppy Midnight, which once again I read last year. A lot of these books I ended up reading last year, and it was one of my favorites of last year. Technically this is cheating because I also read a short story by her, but I hadn't realized it was by her. It was very interesting because she like curated the Slasher Girls and Monster Boys anthology, and she has a short story in it, so I read that, but I hadn't realized that I read something by her. So I didn't know that I had read something by her when I picked up Wink Poppy Midnight, and it's just a short story, so I'm not really counting it, but it's weird because I loved Wink Poppy Midnight, and then like I looked at the short stories, and it turns out that the short story I liked the best in that anthology was actually the one written by her. So I'm pretty confident that I will enjoy her writing style. She hasn't written that many books. I think she only has 2 other books out, and they're like a duology. And the first book in that is Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea, and April Genevieve Tucholsky just has like a really atmospheric, I don't know, you kind of can't really tell what's going on, but like you feel immersed somehow still, and I really like it, so I do want to read more by her. Last but not least, we have Libba Bray. I have only read Beauty Queens by her, and I know she has many books out. I wouldn't say she's super beloved on BookTube, but like a lot of people like her, and she's still pretty beloved, and I just want to like get into all the hype, I guess. I don't own any of her other books, but I think the next one I'll be picking up by her is either The Diviners or A Great and Terrible Beauty, because that's the start of a trilogy, but that trilogy is complete, but I've heard a lot of better things about The Diviners, so we'll see. But The Diviners is also longer, and yeah, but I don't own either of these books, so I don't know when I'll get to them, but when I do pick up more books by Libba Bray, that is what I intend to read. So those are my top 5 authors that I would like to read more from. If you have read any of the books that I've mentioned, including the books that I said I haven't read yet, or you have a suggestion for what I should read next by any of these authors, please leave a comment down below. Be sure to give this video a like if you liked it, and if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make more videos where I talk about books. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!